know. Why did Tinder ban you?
Because apparently it's frowned upon to set your age range to 60 to 80, and then in your bio just put your Venmo.
Wait, someone reported you?
I think so. A hater. It has
A
to
real
be.
hater.
Like, why? What is? It's none of your business. Just
Either send the
swipe
money
other
or
way.
swipe.
Leave me alone. If I'm going to be harassed online, I want to get paid for it.
Wait, how long did you have that before?
I think it lasted like a solid week.
Okay,
I
you had it on for a week.
Yeah.
Did anyone send it to you?
This is the thing. I set it up, and then I didn't check it.
Did you have your,
and the next
your
time
real
I tried
name?
to check, yeah, it was my actual profile. But
Your
I
name,
changed,
your photos, age range.
I just changed the age range.
60 to 80?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I just put my Venmo handle in my bio. Like I added it at the bottom.
Yeah. Actually, there is no problem with this.
Just seems like charity work to me. I could have written it off on their taxes.
Or you could have been a sugar baby, and there's a market for that.
This is not a crime.
This is genuinely not a crime.
It's a crime when you're me, apparently. And then they banned me, and I could never get back on because it was linked to my phone number.
Because I know for Venmo, because my friend Anisha is banned from Venmo, and it's a 10-year ban. She got banned as soon as Venmo came out.
How do you? Oh, well, she's okay.
Because she also wanted to be cute and tried to have somebody send her $10,000 over Venmo.
That's so much more suspicious than what I did. I was eliciting a service, and the service was my friendship for the low price of whatever you thought.
Friendship.
No,
no one sent you anything.
I don't know. Not that I saw in my Venmo, but who knows? Maybe I don't know how long the thing was up because the next time I logged in, it was like you've been permanently banned
Forever.
Yeah,
You should try it again.
That's fine.
Hello.
Divest from Tinder.
Divest from. We boycotting Tinder now. Oh, with that being said, our producer today did meet the love of his life on Tinder.
Yeah, I guess it works for some people.
Technically, we matched on Tinder, but didn't talk until Bumble.
Oh,
okay.
Controversial.
Jason Kelsey, he met his wife on Tinder too, didn't he?
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she thought it was fake. And then she's like, oh, no, this is him.
That's so crazy. That's
Small
actually
world.
very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very Philly of them.
I haven't been on Tinder since 2016, so God bless. Today's guest, hi newbies, welcome to Are You New? I am Kalki Jamo, your host, and today's guest is Maya. Do you want to give your full government?
Hi, my full government?
You don't have to. That's why I'm giving you the
First
option.
and last, my name is Maya Dawit. Not do it, Dawit. Hold for sirens. It's every Ethiopian mom's favorite song because they can relate to it so deeply.
Wait.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, I think we're good. Cool. Holding for sirens.
Hold for sirens.
Okay. Yeah, Maya Dawit, my Ethiopian sister.
Yeah.
We met in a wonderful place called Dorchester, at the University of Maryland.
Tall twerk.
Global Communities. Gang.
Yes.
You all know what it is.
We were the global part of the community.
We didn't know what it was when we signed up for this random program called Global Communities. And to this day, still don't.
I think I get it for the most part.
I have the certification medal to prove that I completed what I needed to complete.
Did your essay at all mention being an immigrant, being the descendant of immigrants, or any general interest in leaving the country at any point of your life?
I'm not
You
gonna
were probably
lie.
offered
Entry.
admission into global communities. And we loved it.
My essay didn't have any of those things.
Oh, they just saw your name. Let's be honest.
They saw my name. So Global Communities was a fascinating time when we were there because it had about 72 kids. Somehow of the 72, there were 5 Ethiopian girls.
So random.
5? I think it was me, Elsie, you, Wally.
4.
4.
Yeah, just 4.
I hope we're not
Which
forgetting
statistically speaking is a lot.
which is and then not a single Black or African man.
Oh, yeah.
So, the statistics are a little bit off.
The documentary is coming out. A deep dive investigation.
Yeah, actually.
Why does global hate Black men?
Next, a documentary. But that's where we met. That's how we know each other. And a large part of that experience was trying to figure out life because we were babies and we had to make and we make 4-year plans every semester, depending on how we were doing in each class. You didn't do your 4-year plan?
I did it once and it didn't change. Like,
you stayed with your original 4-year plan?
I'm pretty sure I did. Like, for the most part, I was on a pretty strict schedule.
You knew you were doing, you went in decided as a journalism.
Yeah, I was a journalism major from the jump.
Okay.
LEP, word. My major doesn't even exist anymore, first of all.
No.
It does, but like, oh God, this is nothing to do with why we're here today.
Yeah.
So when I went to Maryland, there were 2 tracks in journalism. You could be broadcast or you could be print / like multimedia.
R.I.P.
Broadcast does not exist anymore. They saw the jig was up and they were like, you know what? One major, you're going to learn everything all at once. And so I was a broadcast journalism major and now there's just journalism.
Wait, I would have thought print would go because
print turned into multimedia. So like online journalism and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But now it's all just multimedia journalism. And clearly I'm using my degree. So
yeah, she's here today.
yeah, investigate.
Breaking news that is breaking. Yeah. Okay, so that's how we met, and now we both live in New York.
We do.
Yeah. Did you move during the pandemic?
I did.
You moved in
2021.
Okay.
February 21.
I think I forget that part.
Yeah.
That your first year in New York was weird.
It was honestly great. For someone who wanted to learn the city but not be overwhelmed.
Okay, cool.
I got a great COVID deal apartment. I was living on 49th and 2nd, which I could never dream of living there ever again.
Okay.
I was getting my master's, so it was really easy for me to get to school.
Yeah.
And then I would just walk one end of the island to the other, walk up and down the West Side Highway.
There was nobody there because it was
no one
empty.
here. So I was just learning New York by myself for 6 months. I think by the time summer 21 rolled around, people were like, the pandemic's over. And then Omicron came and they were like, just kidding, 1,000 more people are dead today. So
they still didn't care.
They still didn't care. But they were like, we were going out with masks on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I came in February 21.
What an unfortunate. It's so weird to me because there is a group of people that moved during the pandemic to the city. And their whole experience of living in New York is just, they don't know time before.
Yeah, no, they know the new New York, which growing up, I would come to visit. I had family who lived in New York. So I would see New York in her prime, but she's different now.
She is different.
I don't know.
R.I.P. to the park, R.I.P. to kinfolk, R.I.P. to
what was that place people would go to? The brunch place that had the music that people loved. And it reopened recently, but it's not the same.
A brunch spot?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Wood something.
Oh,
Wood. I'll find it later. We'll find it later. People mourned her loss. This was when Marvin's closed in DC. This is a very niche DC topic.
Yeah.
Marvin's.
But that's where I celebrated my 25th birthday.
Oh my God. It was a great spot. Because if you knew the guys at the door, you're getting in.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Cool.
You get up there. It's kind of packed. DC doesn't have huge locations for the most part, but it was just a really nice open air environment, but then you could be inside if you wanted to. The people were nice. Rest in peace, Marvin's. And it was one of those places where if you didn't know where the door was, you were gonna pass it.
Yeah.
So if you knew, because it looked part of the wall.
Yeah, it was dark.
It was.
Yeah.
It was nondescript.
The DJs were great.
You had a time. It was such a good time. Such a good time. DC's not what it used to be. 2016 ruined DC for 4 years.
But we did it up in 2016. We did a lot in 2016 in DC. It was a time. Unforgettable. It has yet to recover, unfortunately.
Truly. Honestly, the nation has yet to recover as a whole.
Yeah, the nation has yet. We're still paying for 2016. Okay, cool. So that's Maya. Sorry for the random tangent of our whole life.
It's going to be the whole time.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, it's all connected in a way.
It is.
In a way.
It is.
Because what we're going to talk about today, Maya's topic, is essentially who she is and where she's going. She's going far, you guys.
I am.
She's gone far. And she will continue.
Astrology girlies are telling me that 2025 is going to be the year for Cancer.
Oh yeah, I saw
this
that.
Is another asterisk. We have the same birthday. Have you ever seen that movie Twins?
No,
But,
literally, like-
with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. That's what's happening here.
Excuse me?
You're Arnold. It's fine.
Thank you.
I'm
I'm actually very tall.
This is also why we like look at global with our heads cocked to the side. So you found two Ethiopians from Maryland with the same birthday and then put them on the same floor.
and that's not suspicious to y'all? Coincidence? I think not. And yeah,
Kevin,
not
what
a
were you
single-
doing, Kevin?
Okay.
I miss Kevin. Our
I
cultural
hope he's doing well.
He is doing
I
well.
hope
We're
him and
connected
all of
on
his
LinkedIn.
piercings are doing well.
He was so cool.
He was cool. He was like a
Kevin,
cool
Virginia.
liberal.
Our girl loved her. Natalie. These were my people. We were
Shout
on the
out to
board our second
Natalie.
years.
Natalie taught me everything.
Vinsky.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Natalie taught me everything I know about the dirt revolution. That's what we learned. I'm
my
so
God.
serious. I'm dead ass right now.
Anywho.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's fine.
It's great.
Yeah, it's actually cute. We're in our 30s. We're still trying to figure out who we're going to be when we grow up. You know, every day you're shocked at how you got here and where the fuck you're going.
No, truly.
And so Maya is kind of in, I guess, yeah, an intersection of like options
A never-ending season of transition.
and
I
a
call it.
constant transition.
Yeah, it's a never-ending.
Yeah. So you did undergrad journalism.
Correct.
You worked at Maryland for 5 years,
Yeah, a little under. Yeah.
a little under, doing what?
I was the coordinator of programming at the Office of New Student Orientation and Transition, which basically meant I helped plan and execute our orientation programs for, this is all going to be very PC language because that's what they teach us, for incoming first year students and for transfer students. So we did orientations in the summer, obviously, was when most students come through.
Mhm.
Stay overnight, they see the campus, they try to be bad, we tell them no. If they do bad, we get up in the morning, we wake them up at like 5 a.m. with pots and pans. So like, let's go sign up for classes.
Cool. And what did you want to be when you were 6 years old?
When I was 6, honestly, I can't fully remember, but it had to, like, I'm pretty sure I just like wanted to be in the TV.
In the
I
inside
just
the
like
TV.
wanted to be in the TV.
Just one of the TV people.
Yeah, I've loved TV and like television and like all that like since childhood.
Yeah.
Like this has been a lifelong passion of mine. I just like making up stories and just like playing pretend. My first crush was Captain Planet. Like he was hot. He was a hot blue superhero. No, he was a very handsome cartoon. And I was just like,
not even okay. I don't know why I said that. Like my first crush is not Simba because I really was gonna be
Right.
like, at
That's
least
not
if it
even a
was
human
Simba,
being.
you had sense.
no, but yeah, I just like remembered being like, wow, like I really wanted to be on all that. I was just so fascinated that like these kids got to do nonsense.
Yeah.
And like the concept of even like being paid for it was not something that ran through my head. They just looked like they were having fun every day.
Mm-hmm.
They were like doing
Because it all
gags
looked
and
like
pranks.
because it was all games essentially.
They were just having a good
Yeah.
time. Little did we know they were all victims.
Yeah, they're not well.
And every day I am
should be
grateful
illegal.
to my parents. Like my mom, funniest person I know in the entire world. She was like, I remember it was like either middle school or like high school, and like I got approached by like one of those people who was just like, hey, like would you ever consider doing like modeling, whatever, like in the mall?
Guys, this was a real thing that happened. I know that like if you're
Does that not
hearing
happen
this
anymore?
when
I
you're
guess people get scouted on like the
people
internet
don't
now.
go to the malls.
Well, not only that, but like now people
Yes.
have
Social media.
profiles, so you like get DMs. But like people used to approach you
at the mall, shout
and
out
be like,
to
"Oh my god!"
like for small.
And I was tall for my age. I weighed like 100 pounds soaking wet. Like I had the body of a 14-year-old boy for a very long time. And so I remember we got approached, and like I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like it's happening. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" Like we took their business card. I was
America's
so
Next Top
excited.
Model?
And my mom is like conversing with this person. We get home and I'm like, Mom, this is so. She's like, you're not. She's like, you're not doing that. She's like, you think I brought you into this world so you could be a drug addict? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, all models and actors, they're addicted to drugs, and like you're gonna have a life and you're gonna be a person. And I'm like, I'm already a person.
God.
But like she is vehemently like, you're staying on a path, girl. And that path does not include strangers
Drugs.
photographing you. And like looking back on it now,
all models were
She was
doing
well, I'm not going to put that on them. I'm not going to put that on them. But I will say these young people were clearly in environments where they were being tempted by adults who, like, there should have been more parents in the room.
I feel like your mom would have actually been such a good
Absolutely. She would have been so present.
She would have been very,
100%
like, she would have been like, so I feel like, and good at it, like into it.
Absolutely. Like my mom is like the financial brain in our house. She's the one who's like paying the bills and stuff like that. And like, she knows how much money's in the account. And like, my girl still writes checks. She doesn't trust the computer.
Shout out to checks.
She doesn't trust auto pay. Like, she's just now being like, oh, auto pay means I don't have to remember it. And I'm like, yes. She's like, oh, okay. So we've transitioned her a little bit, but
she said no.
But she was like, absolutely
to the Hollywood
not. No. She's like, this is, and like, you know, children have been performing for a long time. So she has seen like the Coreys and all these people who like I was not processing at the time. But she was like, you're not fucking doing that.
Yeah.
Which is probably for the best. Like, I think they always say people's brains sort of plateau at the age where they become famous, which is why a lot of celebrities are the way they are.
Yeah.
And so now that like my frontal lobe has fully formed and sealed, I think now I can handle the pressures of fame. So like if whoever that person was in the mall all those years ago in Elgin, Illinois.
Oh my God, it was in Illinois.
Yeah. I was exotic in Illinois.
Fair.
I'm not exotic in Maryland.
Fair.
Everybody looks like me in Maryland.
A dime a dozen.
What the hell? We are the number one.
4 of us in one tiny program
for Ethiopians to come to. I look like every other bitch.
Yeah.
In Illinois, I look like no other bitch. So
in Illinois, she's Naomi Campbell and Iman.
I was
all
Iman.
in one.
My East African sister. Someone was like, that sounds really deep. I think I said I was like more interested in being someone else. I was like interested in being anybody else but myself as a kid. I was like, oh, I want to pretend to be that person. Because like you can be
interesting.
Like that's I think the one thing that I love about like acting is that you could truly be like, I'm not a doctor, I just play one on TV.
Yeah.
And that's as high as the stakes go. Like I'm not killing or saving people's lives, but like on TV I do it and it's great.
Okay. Okay, so you have known you wanted to just
do TV things. I think that's also like in my arc what drew me to journalism.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I was ever going to be like...
Because I was going to say, so when you're deciding on school, I'm an actor. I was doing the theater program at Maryland while she was doing journalism. How come you didn't go the route of like writing, like the writing
like
program?
English?
Yeah, English or theater.
I think English at Maryland was very like novel based, like writing literature.
Yeah, not screenwriting.
And like respectfully, our drama theater program wasn't great. It's not a theater school. Like that's not what Maryland is known for. I think it's like developed and changed. They had no real film program at that time either.
They actually had
it was like maybe a minor, but like it wasn't really well fleshed out.
It wasn't even a minor. The only 2 people who did it, they created the only thing you could do at Maryland, you could create your own major. So 2 people from film club, they created their own major and made it into a film. But like that sucks because you're like not supported by any program.
And you need faculty and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think for me, I was like, all right, I love TV. I want to be in the TV. And I grew up watching the news religiously with my family. And I was like, this seems like a really good workaround. Like I can like still like travel with doing the news and like be in the TV and like sort of like engage that aspect of it. And I also really liked late night television. Specifically the like social commentary shows. So like the daily shows of the world and things like that. That's like my dream.
Oh my God. I could totally see you with a late night show.
That's my dream.
Yeah.
And so like I loved Chelsea Lately growing up. Like that was like really incredible to me. I thought like I still really follow Chelsea Handler very closely.
Yeah. She's so
I think she's wonderful. I have her books. Like I was into it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I really liked that. The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore. I remember that launched and it like did really well.
Yeah.
And I remember I emailed the producer on that show and she actually emailed me back. Like I was like trying to work myself an internship and then it got canceled. Cancel culture ruined me again.
Oh my God.
And so trying to find like a happy medium with like, how can I do all these things and whatever. So I settled on journalism. I was like, you know what? I'm going to parachute into war zones.
Yeah.
The war in Iraq was very hot at the time. So we were like, bet.
The war in Iraq?
2000? Yeah, girl, 2001.
Yeah.
We have lived in war our whole lives.
Yeah. No, I thought you were talking about when we were in school. I was like,
I mean, I watched
when we were in college.
9/11 from my third grade classroom.
No, when we were in college. No, when
we were in college. Oh, no. So like the dream had been established at that point, like very early on. So going into college, I only applied to schools, like looking at I looked at for journalism schools and then like applied as a journalism major to all these places. Great. And so then I was like, let's do journalism. And then I went through it and I was like, here's the thing. What was I watching? And I was like, wow, this was so realistic.
Like a show?
I was watching a show.
And it's about journalism?
Yes.
The Girls on the Bus?
No. It was very recently. I was rewatching something and I made a whole TikTok about it because I was like, the most realistic thing about this show was that this person like could only find a journalism job. Oh, it was One Tree Hill. I was watching One Tree Hill. No. It's all connected.
Okay.
I was watching One Tree Hill, and in One Tree Hill, if you don't watch it, Mouth, who like wants to be a journalist, could only find a job in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
That is the reality of graduating with a journalism degree. If you want to be on camera right out the bat and like really be a reporter, you're headed to a flyover state, baby girl.
Yeah.
Like I had friends that were literally in Lincoln, Nebraska, the Dakotas, like pretty much everywhere I didn't want to be.
You have to work for years.
Correct.
Even with that, like to actually get anywhere, you have to work for so many years doing like random beats.
Like not only that, like I know people who changed their names. Like they had what was quote unquote not a traditional name. So they Americanized it up so they could be on TV and make it like palatable for their viewers.
Yeah.
They want you to change your hair.
Oh,
this is what you're getting, different baby person. Girl. Like they don't want you. Yeah. So I knew that was not for me.
Yeah.
I was not going to be going west to like fulfill that dream. So I was just like, all right.
Pivot.
Yeah, I pivoted. Not really. I graduated and
took a 4-year intermission. 5 years.
Yeah. No, I mean that first year after graduation, like I got like little fake jobs. I think that was like the funniest era of my life. But we graduated.
That was the funniest era of all of our lives. Who was working? Because I also
the way I graduated in May. I had a family member getting married that summer.
Yeah.
So like I went on her bachelorette party, like freshly minted 21-year-old, like living my best life. I blew all of the money I got for graduation that summer. Mm-hmm. And then come like October, I was like, yo, I'm poor.
I have no money.
I am poor. I was living in my parents' house, so like that was nice.
Yes.
So then I started working at Carter's Babies and Kids. And my nieces and nephews were dressed down the whole time I was working there.
Carter's, oh my God, yeah.
Yes, girl.
Wait, they got cute stuff.
The discount. I had first dibs on all the holiday clothes.
Oh my gosh.
Like I knew what was going on clearance and went, and then I would get a discount. And then
very cute.
It was so great.
Yeah.
So yeah, aimlessly floating at that job. Took another job that was chaotic, and then November of 2016. So we graduated in 2015. November of 2016, I started my job in Maryland.
Yeah.
Into this like accidental foray into student affairs and higher education.
So within that time, like, did you set a time of like, I'm going to get out of this job by year 2, year 3?
I think I just fully didn't know what I wanted to do at that point. Like
you knew you weren't gonna do journalism in the sense of like you weren't trying to go to a random.
Correct. I knew I didn't want to do traditional journalism.
Yes.
And I knew I didn't want to do higher ed. Yes. I just really loved the office. Like I worked as an orientation advisor as an undergraduate office.
Yeah.
So when I got this full-time position, it was in that same office. I had like really established connections there. My mentor at the time was the one who sort of like recommended me for the job. She had just done it. And so when she was like, hey, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
If you're still interested, if there's something like you're good at this, like just apply. So I applied, and when I think about it, like I was so young.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Like I was,
so
20,
you were literally 22.
23 years old. Leading, well, the first thing is a lot of the older students, so the kids who were like seniors and juniors, were my friends from when I graduated. Yeah. So now I'm their boss. And so it's a very interesting dynamic where like, you know, Monday through Friday I'm your boss, and like Saturday and Sunday I'm like hanging out with these people socially.
Yeah.
But then like even the youngest people who are coming in, they're 18 and they feel like babies. They're only 5 years younger than me. They're not that much younger, but like they're like looking to me to solve their live problems. I was like, girl, I live in my childhood bedroom. I can't help you. I'm truly just a child. And so I knew like with that job specifically, I didn't want to do that job anywhere else. I wanted to do that job at Maryland. Like I wanted to work at Maryland. I loved that program. Like that role as a student introduced me to like all my best friends today. Like it's like some of my deepest connections I have are people who I met as an orientation advisor. And so that was just like a very instrumental and integral time where like,
okay,
great job.
And then you were like, all right, well, this can't go on.
Correct.
This is actually not my dream.
Correct.
So you did film school at NYU.
Yeah. So one of the good things about working at a university is that you can take classes for free.
Yeah.
And so then like the idea of getting a master's degree sort of came up, and I was like, do I want to get my master's at Maryland? What programs exist here? So I started taking some classes for free, which was really nice. And like this like love, like I guess in the meantime, while like the main storyline is happening, the B line is like I'm still consuming a lot of like television and film, and I'm like dabbling in like writing scripts, but like what that really looked like was like Grey's Anatomy is my favorite show ever created. Like I can't get into it. But I would write scripts of like episodes of Grey's. Like I was like writing myself into Grey's Anatomy storylines.
Shonda, if you want those scripts.
I mean,
she has them.
Another thing I've been banned on was Twitter. My original Twitter account got banned. And honestly, like this was a crime against humanity.
You were really mad about
this. This is my original villain arc because first of all, I was on Twitter like in 2009.
Yes.
Like
when it was good,
heyday of Twitter,
when it was very good and a good time.
This was a really big, like my account was, God, there were so many good tweets on there. It's probably for the best. Like that account would definitely get me canceled.
It could never
but like
now.
I would like take pictures of like these scripts that I'm writing. Also, mind you, I'm like writing in my diary, just like dialogue and like storylines and stuff like that. No, 100%. And so like this like nagging desire to like keep doing film still exists. And so I was like, all right, let's talk about grad school. So I start looking into grad programs and I'm like, I don't want the pressure to have to create as part of my application.
Okay.
So I didn't want to apply to like film programs specifically or like director programs or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm looking more of like film studies, film theory, because I still love that aspect of film, also the history of film.
Yeah.
I was like really into like the relationship between race, gender, and film, which is something I'm still really passionate about. So I found a couple of schools that like really had programs that existed, went through a crazy application process.
Yeah.
And ended up getting into NYU in their cinema studies program. And so that is like through Tisch. And so like that aspect of it exists, but then it's also through GSS. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
This was going to grad school in the pandemic gave me brain rot because my first semester I did from my childhood bedroom in Maryland. My second semester
that's so true. Yeah,
I did from my apartment in New York. And my third and final semester was the only time I ever went to campus.
Yeah.
And so
which
it felt
sucks
fake.
because NYU, like the reason to come to Tisch and these programs, so much of it is, and also the connections you build.
Yeah.
Because so much of this industry is just about the people that you know and the connections, because that's the only way you really get jobs. And that's why people are willing to pay more than you pay for Harvard to go to NYU. Like that's a large part of it. Is that network.
No, for real. And I will say this, you should not be paying for grad school.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate. I went to grad school on a full ride, a full tuition scholarship. The only thing I paid for was my fees. And even then during COVID, I was like, run me that money back. And they refunded a good chunk of it.
Wow.
Because they were like,
because
people are poor. Why am I paying for
you're in your
access
bedroom
to the gym? I'm not going there. This campus is closed.
Yeah.
And so resources exist, utilize them, don't pay for grad school. Someone else will pay for
it. If you
100%.
can, like really don't.
Especially if you're doing something like film is very important and very real. Getting a master's degree in cinema studies is stupid.
Do you need a
respectfully? And I loved it. I love the people I met there. But like you don't need a degree in film to do film.
Yes.
At
I
all.
totally agree.
Like you need the passion and like maybe access to a camera. If you have an iPhone, people are shooting full films on iPhones. This is a whole other conversation.
So much of it is it's just a thing you have to do.
Absolutely.
It's like all of your experiences, all of the relevant things comes from the work, like the actual work. So and like, sure, if you have money and you love film theory and whatever, do whatever you want with your money.
I will send you all my syllabi.
But you don't,
And
you
you can
don't
have it for free.
actually need it for filming.
Your hair is a little bit in your cheek there on your right side. I just want to just noticing now it's just very.
Is she in there? She's still in there? Okay.
Sorry.
Yay!
No, that's fine.
Thank you.
The hair has its own
We have
personality.
a producer that cares about
They
us.
care.
Do you have that?
Love.
Think about it.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh.
Honestly, now I kind of
Hot
want your
take.
opinion on NYU.
Get on the mic.
Because listen, the minute I
Let
got
us
there,
know.
I was in the graduate student union because I did work while I was in grad school. And we went on strike like almost
Oh my
immediately. So
God.
then I was on strike for like a month while we were there. It's a private institution. It's a money grab. NYU, be better.
Yeah.
Be better. It's almost $100K to go there now.
It doesn't make sense.
Be better.
It literally does not make sense. Like mathematically,
It's insane.
it just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did that, and then you've been working
Yes.
in different shows.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Correct.
Right. So that has been what, 3 years now?
Yeah, so I got my first crew, like additional PA job in like November of 21.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I moved here in February. So November of 21, I started working as like an additional person. And then I got my first staff job the summer. So August of 22.
Yeah.
So
So then you've been like doing that.
2.5 years, which is crazy because I feel like it's been so much longer, but it's been.
I also feel like it's been when Maya is like working on a set, and like her life doesn't make any sense at all because obviously the hours are insane, and she'll just like disappear and reappear randomly. So we're like, oh, okay, girl,
like, hey, we wrapped. I'm back.
Yeah, I feel like there was like 4 months or 6 months where you were only doing night shoots, and I was like,
yeah,
what
absolutely.
is happening?
Absolutely.
in your life?
And it was a trip.
Yeah, it was just like a video of you being like, oh yeah, 4 a.m.
Yeah, no, seriously. I'm like going home. I remember, oh my God, I worked on a pilot that was a week of overnights. It was the first time I ever stepped on a rat in New York. Traumatizing.
Oh my God.
It's like 5 o'clock in the morning and we just wrapped and I'm like walking and I just hear like, and I'm like, I look down and I just like see this rat scurrying away. And I was like, I need to burn my shoes. First of all,
And your legs.
oh my God.
Actually, you need to get amputated.
like if we weren't done shooting, I would have left.
yeah.
Like we're lucky we wrapped because I would have been out if we
That's
still
it
had
for
like
me.
a whole.
It's a
few-
wrap for me.
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But yeah, so then I started doing working below the line,
As they say.
as they say, and then have been working like a lot of like first team, so like with talent.
Yeah.
I work mostly in scripted television
Yeah.
as a production assistant or like a personal assistant or a producer's assistant.
An
whatever it
assistant
might
of
be.
every type.
Some type of assistant. I've been
Yeah.
assisting a lot of adults.
They need a lot of assistance,
They
as
do
it
need
turns out.
assistance. They do. But it's crazy. Like you cannot pay for that kind of education.
Yeah.
And this is why I say you don't need a degree to work in film. Like
Yeah.
being on a set, you're going to learn more in those 14 hours than you would in any classroom. Like they can't teach that to you because
No.
every day is the same, but also different. Because structurally, you have a call, 6 hours later, you should be breaking for lunch. And then ideally 6 hours after that, you're wrapping. What happens in between looks different every day, but that's
Yeah.
the general structure of what your day is going to look like.
Yeah.
And then like you'll have a disaster come up and it's chaotic. And the disaster is like the producer in LA is watching the feed and they hate number 3 shoes.
Oh no. Oh,
So now we have to stop and find new shoes.
We're not gonna do the shoes, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so now that you've been doing it, right? Like you've got essentially your dream has gotten very close.
Correct.
You made your way to a camera.
I did.
You finally took a
people
path.
send me
You
scripts.
pivoted.
And I know what happens on shows before you guys do. On
Yeah.
certain shows.
Yeah.
The dream.
So you made it there. Where are you now?
Where am I now?
And where do you want to go?
Oh God. So now I am big picture wise in the same place. I'm like still working
Yeah.
below the line on sets and things like that, but like have had a real interesting come to Jesus 2.5 moment where I think part of it is sort of fueled by like what's happening in the industry overall, which is that it's in disarray.
Yeah.
We had a
We're
very
gonna go back to cable, and that's so obvious. Like with the bundling.
I think even like beyond that, I think there's like a real reckoning coming. And like me, I'm envisioning like an LA Rebellion era, but like in 2025, like independent filmmakers, small budgets, like tiny crews. Like you are really like everyone is hands-on.
Yeah.
Like walking away from studio models because like the industry is so ugly right now.
It is like I need everybody to kind of understand a little bit about the fact that for the first time, essentially, right? If you were a performer, and or a writer, if you worked in entertainment, right? For most of the history of entertainment, you like once you're in it, you got jobs and you could make like a sustainable living off of it, right? There would be periods where you're not working, but a lot of times also, especially if you're in front of the camera, residuals were a huge part of it. Now it's just simply not sustainable, especially with streaming, to make a living as like an actor if you're not a well-known household name. And if you're a writer, you have no guarantees of getting a job and being paid appropriately for that. And then the crews are like stuck in the middle of this where like so much of that universe has changed. So their job security is gone. The industry, it sucks, right? Like it sucks. Like now it was always an aspirational dream, right? Being an artist is always like seen as something you struggle for, but like there was a thing that worked that was like a level of consistency and like you would be okay, and now that is just not there anymore.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying with the rebellion, and like I would love that.
Yeah, I think that's what like I have made a lot of good friends who like do the work that I do, who like in very similar roles and things like that. And I think the sort of unifying thread is everyone is sort of like, I just like want to make my own shit.
Okay, Hollywood disruptors.
They're just like, we're over it. Like, and I think part of it stems from, you know, we had a very ugly but like necessary strike. Dueling strikes that went on at the same time. That was really difficult last summer, where no one worked for 9 months. And like that I think really putting that into perspective, like that financially ruined a lot of people.
Imagine not work like life is super expensive right now. Imagine literally not just not working and then watching any savings, if you have savings, which is hard to do when you work in this industry, that going away, and then also not knowing when that will end.
Yeah. So that ruined a lot of people. And then like, I don't think the industry just hasn't bounced back. Like, and there are other underlying issues at play here. You look at like what's happening in Louisiana with their tax breaks and their tax credits and their attempts to overturn that. So that whole movie industry is being destroyed as we speak. And everyone's under this impression that like, that's all right, those jobs are going to go to Georgia. No, those jobs are going to Europe.
Yeah.
These jobs are disappearing.
Yeah.
I think typically in New York, you expect 30-ish productions going on at any given time. Now we're lucky if there's 10.
Wow.
That's and you think about these things employ hundreds of people, like hundreds of people without work. And so we were having this conversation earlier where like there are seasoned like unionized crew members who are taking PA work because that's all that they can get. And like PA wages are scant. Like it's really tough, especially to take that kind of pay cut. And so like the whole industry is shifting. I think the people who are at the bottom of it are sort of like over it. Yeah. Myself included.
They just you can't sustain life like that.
Yeah. And so I sort of came to this like real conclusion personally where I was just like, at this point, like whatever job I have, I simply have to fund what it is that I want to do creatively.
Yes, independently. Yeah.
That's why I'm working. And so again, I told you we don't make a ton of money. And so it's hard to do that with this kind of role. But like now sort of looking at entertainment beyond being on a set, like selling out, going corporate, working in
Remember
development.
When Maya said you could never change me? Look at her.
But this is the thing
right now.
But this is the thing. It's still working in the entertainment industry. But like there's also a lot of interesting things happening. And I think it took me a while to sort of connect these pieces. And the thing I'm struggling with now is sort of selling these companies on the fact that like, hey, I can do this. But like creative producing at like a lot of companies have production
yes.
hubs. You know,
Yeah,
they put out content. They're putting out, like, everyone's on TikTok till she dies. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
They put out Instagram reels. Like, you're creating content at like Peloton and Netflix. So like, they have the content beyond what you're watching on your screen. They have the little things that you're watching beyond that. And so, well, listen, but they're still here for now, but they have in-house production teams. And so, like, working there where you're making a salary.
Yeah.
Health insurance is such a luxury. I've never not had health insurance more than I don't have it now. I actually currently have it, which is great. I have so many doctor's appointments lined up for when that's the other thing. I didn't switch doctors when I moved to New York because me and my girls back in Maryland are established. Half of my doctors retired during the pandemic.
Goes home for like her dental cleaning.
Absolutely. I have one scheduled for December 26th.
No.
Like, I'm getting my teeth. Like, I had braces. My parents paid a lot of money for these teeth. I need to keep them intact. But yeah, so just sort of figuring out, like, selfishly, like, I want to make money. I would love to be able to afford my life. Yeah. And I don't even, like, need a lot. No. You know, I want to keep my roof over my head. Yeah. I would love 1.5 square meals a day. Like, one thing I love about working on set is I get fed a lot. Yeah. I do not buy groceries when I'm working, and it's very helpful. Yeah. And then on the weekends, vibes. I eat snacks. Yeah. I do be Robin Crafty. Who is this? Don't call me right now. Okay. It's fine. But yeah, sort of figuring out, like, how I can make this industry work for me and just, you know, go put in my 9 to 5, 8 hours. Yeah. Still sort of be engaged creatively in that way, but then use that free time that I would actually have, because I have no free time. Yeah. Actually, right now, I've never had a better work schedule. Like, my work schedule now is incredible.
Because it's very that schedule. Yeah. Right? It is that 9 to 5.
Yeah. Working in the office is very helpful. But then using the time then to just, like, pour into my personal creative projects and the projects of others. Like, I know a lot of really smart, talented, creative people who have these, like, incredible scripts that they want to work on. I have a friend who's putting a short together that we're, like, fingers crossed going to be filming early next year. And, like,
so do you want to be in a producer role?
I would love to produce. I'd say I want to take the Issa Rae path, which is direct, produce, write, and, like, if I'm feeling crazy, be in my own stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so that's sort of where I'm like, so that's why I'm like, you know, it's just been this journey has, like, started at 6 when I wanted to be in the TV, and I still haven't figured out how to do it yet, but, like, it is ever evolving.
It's really interesting because, again, I knew at 6 years old that I wanted to be an actress. Like, I saw this drama in Ethiopia, and I don't remember what it was.
What was the plot? It was probably, listen. I understand that Nollywood has a chokehold, but, like, watch an Ethiopian drama.
Ethiopian dramas They
usually don't have do they have subtitles?
No.
See, they don't have subtitles. No, you probably won't know what's going on, but they're funny.
They were there, but this was like a drama. It had that light-skinned actress. What was her name? Jaime, maybe? She was like the it girl back in the day, and I remember being like, okay, yeah, I want to do that.
This is before I was me.
Yeah, this was way back in the day. Yeah. But yeah, I've always known that. But, like, it's interesting because I definitely went directly to, I don't know how to be in New York and then also, like, on set with such little money. So I went the route of immediately being like, I'm going to do 9 to 5, save up money. And then when I can focus on that, and I tried to do that. I took a 2-year break from the corporate world. From the birds. R.I.P. to the birds. May they fly high. and then I fully did, like, acting stuff. And then I was like, oh, I have to pay my rent. And then I went back. And now
every month they want the rent.
Can you believe that?
Clearly, I'm still here. God,
how great!
You guys saw I didn't go to work for 9 months. Landlord, no, my landlord people are really great.
Yeah. So actually, my landlord was also shout out to my previous one. The new one, we'll see.
And I will say, like, people who work in this industry, like, 'tis no greater, scrappier group of people. Like, when we were on strike, like, I think I was relaxing. In the beginning, like, you know, we'd go march on the streets and we'd yell at Netflix at the buildings because them corporates were never coming out. And then, like, eventually I was like, I cannot live on unemployment. And so then I got a job. Yeah. And it was really fun. Like, I forgot how fun it could be to just do something that you're not emotionally invested in. Yeah. And be like, oh,
fun is a word when it's short term.
The strike?
No. When you're doing something you don't care about, it's cute for a little while. And then
It was
You know,
fun. I think
kill
we make the
yourself.
best of any situation.
Yeah.
It's our resilient spirit.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I love this path for you. And I think it
too.
makes sense. I'm glad you arrived at this because a few months ago, Maya was just like, what do I do?
No, seriously,
What do
no.
I-
I
like,
was
no,
really
actually,
going
what
through
do I
it.
do?
Like, I think there's just like a lot of drama that's gone on literally from May of this year to now that has really radicalized me.
Yeah.
My ops really tried me a couple months
Her
ago.
enemies were trying to prosper.
I have put a hex on him, so it is fine. Like nothing he does will ever be good ever again.
Yeah, her enemies will never
He will.
prosper.
I swear to God, he's terrible.
Never prosper.
But yeah, no, there was like really a moment where I was just like, should I leave New York? Like
Yeah.
my love for my apartment and not wanting to give it up was part of the reason I stayed. Like, I know if I leave New York, coming back will be nearly impossible.
Yes.
Like from what I'm paying now
Yeah,
to be living by myself, trying to find that in today's economy,
it's not possible.
girl, I was homeless for a month when I was transitioning from my first apartment because the minute they decided the pandemic was over, they jacked that rent up almost $1,000 a month.
Yeah,
And so I was like, I have to go.
yeah.
And not before they tried me too. I'm going to let us get to the next segment.
Yes.
I will say this. New York tenant law exists for a reason. Know your rights.
PSA.
If you've been living somewhere for a year, legally, your tenant, your landlord has to give you 1 month's notice if they're going to be raising your
They do.
rent more than 5%.
They do.
1
And you
month,
can argue with
30
them.
days. Mine tried to give me 2 weeks. I promptly emailed them a legal threat.
Thank you.
Got another month on my lease at the same rate while I looked for a new place. Don't let them play with you.
Don't
So
fight with them. I believe in fighting landlords.
fight with everybody.
Okay.
Combat.
All right, we're gonna move on to our next
Do I get to use the
segment
whiteboard now?
where she's gonna use it. Yeah, we're gonna go
Okay.
through it
I'm excited.
kind of real quick. And we're gonna play True Millennial. You guys, if you have ideas for True Millennial questions, DM them to me, okay? So True Millennial is a game where I ask you 5 questions that a millennial would know.
Okay.
There's a little form I give my the people I'm going to be interviewing in which they can tell me their knowledge of pop culture. And Maya said hers is excellent, top tier, top 2
All my
number 2.
brain space that should
Actually
have been
is.
saved for math is just filled with like pop culture.
Okay, cool.
Am I getting all 5 at once or one at a time?
I'm gonna tell you all of them
Okay.
at once. I'll give you time to answer, obviously. Okay, number 1. Who were the ones you remember, preferably from the early 2000s? Who were the hosts of 106 and Park?
Oh my God. Like all of them?
No. However, like, give me 3 if you can remember 3.
Oh my God. Ooh, what was that girl's name? I mean, these are the only ones that matter.
Okay,
Okay, keep going.
number 2. What year did Scandal air?
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
You wrote it down?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Number 3. What is the themes? Wait, actually, let me ask you this number 4 first, and then we'll see how number 3 goes. Can you name 3 shows that aired on UPN? Did you watch the show Half and Half?
I just wrote that down. That's my listen. The love that I have for Rachel True.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
girl, we have the same hair. What was I writing? Okay, and I think this was on UPN.
Okay, so because number 3 was what was the theme song for Half and Half? Can you sing it?
Oh no, you don't want me to sing. I honestly can't.
Come on, say it.
Wait, I can't even think of it. Oh my
Okay,
God.
you'll get back to that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Too much pressure.
Number 5.
Oh, that was 4 was to sing.
Yeah. Number 5. What are 3 futures of MySpace? What are 3 things you could do in MySpace?
Okay.
And bonus point, the founders of MySpace.
Do I need to know his last name?
Put down what you could think of.
Oh my God, my handwriting is horrific. Okay.
Okay. Pencils down. Okay, number 1. who were the hosts of 906 and Park in the early 106 and 906
crazy. Well, I wrote AJ and Free, the OGs.
Yeah.
And then
that's what I was looking for.
But then I think Bow Wow and Roxy did it together also, right? Okay. These are I don't hold that up to the camera. I know it's reversed, but these are my answers for now. Okay, keep going.
Okay, correct. You got it. Okay, what year did Scandal air?
I put 2009. Is that correct?
No.
Is it 8?
2012.
It was 12?
Yes.
Oh, see,
wait.
Actually,
let me double check.
That feels late.
No, that feels late because I think you might be right. You said 9. It might be 8. Actually, let me double check.
Because I remember I showed Lindsay Scandal for the first time in Commons.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived in Commons from 2013 to 2015. And we were like rewatching early seasons. I don't know why.
Wait, why is this saying, is Google lying to me?
What does it say?
It's saying 2012 to 2018.
That could be correct.
Okay. Yeah. It says 2012.
2012 is probably correct. I don't know why it feels older than to me. 2009 is actually really a bad answer. So that was my bad.
Yeah.
2012. I told you not much is happening up here anymore. But 2012. That's valid.
Okay, cool. Name 3 songs on UPN.
I said Moesha, Half and Half, and Smart Guy. Was Smart Guy UPN show?
Was Smart Guy UPN
Or was that Disney?
So. Smart Guy.
I can't tell if that was Disney. It could have been Disney.
Yeah, it was Disney.
Okay.
I was looking for like All of Us. Girlfriends aired on that too.
Was it on UPN
101? I think so.
Okay, Girlfriends is the blueprint. So I believe it. Okay, not Smart Guy.
Okay, cool.
It out.
And then do you remember?
I cannot think of the Half and Half.
Through this journey of discovery, this is finding you, finding me. I'm finding you, finding me.
It's giving. I hit skip intro when I was rewatching it on whatever streaming service because Half and Half, I think. Was on Netflix for a while.
Oh, it was. When, it did come out for a blip.
I believe, was it my girl? I don't actually know her in real life, but I'm a big fan. Jasmine Lawson, who was working at Netflix and petitioned them to bring back the Black classics.
Yes,
when they were like some of the highest ratings they've ever gotten.
Yeah.
So
and then they were gone.
Shout out to the girls who are doing it.
Yeah. Okay. And then 3 features of MySpace.
Top 8.
Yes.
I said putting music on your profile.
Yes.
And then like coding your backgrounds to be like animated. And listen, top 8 was originally Girls Who Code.
This is how we learned coding.
Yeah.
I work on coding now. This is how I learned it. And then who founder?
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
I don't know what his last name is or if he had a partner.
Alder, I think Tom Alder. And then he had a partner.
White shirt Tom.
Yeah.
He was this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could do it the other way. Dang. There was a camera back here. Just imagine it.
No, just look back. That was Tom.
That's Tom.
Yeah.
Profile to this day.
Yeah. All right.
Love.
Great job, friend.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to let people know where you are?
Yes, here I am right here. But when I'm not here in this specific chair, I am on the internet. Where am I?
TikTok?
I am on TikTok. I think my profile is MyMYY_UHH.
Cool.
Which also I think is now my Instagram as well. She's going to put this in the show notes.
I will.
So you're
going to
find
see
it
on the link.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers on TikTok so I can start monetizing it. And now I have less than a month to do so. So please, people, get it together. But yeah, Instagram. I still have a Twitter and X.
Yeah.
But I don't tweet anymore because fuck that website. I have a Blue Sky, but I haven't sent a single skeet out yet. So, but yeah, mainly you can find me on the internet sometimes or like find me in real life.
If you see her wandering, say what's up.
Yeah. Say hi.
And then
because I don't trust strangers. Another thing implemented in me as a child, but
yeah, that's a good one though. That's solid. Find Are You New Pod on TikTok when this comes out, and social media like Instagram, Facebook for God bless whoever's there still, and Twitter as well. Are You New Pod? And follow us, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your lovers, tell your most hated enemies as well. And maybe
don't tell your lover.
Actually, tell your lover. Fuck them. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And you can find me, Kalki Jamal, on Instagram and on TikTok and etc.
And find us on our birthday, July 14th.
Find us on July 14th.
Come to our birthday party.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This was fun. Oh my God. This is so exciting.
Thank you, Matt.
Goodbye.